The Warriors games have become a staple in the gaming industry, but they've also faced their share of criticism, or rather ridicule. This specific hack and slash style, where anime warlords, either in ancient China or popular crossover worlds, slice their way through hundreds of enemies to conquer small battlefields, has often been accused of being mindless button mashing. At some point, tactics on the battlefield stopped being the main focus. Instead, the franchise became about instant gratification, shots of dopamine when just a few button commands sent hundreds of enemies flying through the air. Enemy troops eventually stopped fighting back altogether, which made the battles no longer rewarding, but downright boring. I won't lie, the series couldn't hold my attention for more than a few levels either, until Dynasty Warriors Origins, which changed the tune of the series through multiple seemingly small but still significant changes. For starters, the once passive cannon fodder finally puts up a fight again, even on the standard difficulty level. This is also reflected in various new mechanics. You now have a variety of blocks and counters which are actually crucial, especially in dense battle areas. Whether it's Bayonetta-like evasion maneuvers, Sekiro-like parries, or fighting game-esque counterattacks. Culminating in intense boss fights which might take place in grand set pieces or consist of duels against overpowered anime villains like Lu Bu. When troops actually attack and there's a real possibility of failure, it makes for a big change in gameplay feel. But you can still get short bursts of mindless carnage between the big missions, because the overworld is full of small battles to test your new weapons and techniques with, and where resistance is much weaker. Now, Origins still isn't without monotonous and repetitive moments, especially because of the very low variety of enemy officers. Nevertheless, for its 15 to 20 hour campaign, Origins does just enough to keep itself fresh by constantly introducing new mechanics or level twists. For one, you unlock 10 different weapon types which play pretty differently, and they all receive unique special attacks. The only downside here, at least for series veterans, I imagine, is that the different weapons replace other playable characters. But beyond these unlockable weapons, the game continuously introduces other small features. Whether it's the already mentioned counterattacks, special moves, or the increasingly powerful ultimate attacks, but also the ability to ride a horse or taking control of mighty partner characters for a short amount of time, rage modes, commanding troops to surround enemies or unleash a rain of arrows, or pinpointing areas of interest on the map. At the same time, side quests encourage you to use those different mechanics and weapons all the time. Here and there, a small escape sequence might occur, or cataclysms might take over the battlefield. At a certain point, you can also duel directly with officers like in a fighting game. So despite its occasional monotony, the game progression usually shakes things up at the right time. These aren't necessarily new game mechanics, but they're nicely spread out through the campaign, which is built like a small RPG. This also means a big amount of cutscenes, which I'm not fond of, but at least they're all skippable. On top of that, Warriors has never looked better than it does in Origins, finally shedding the dated look of a PS3 era level pack. But more importantly, there have never been so many enemies on the field at once, making it more addictive than ever to juggle as many soldiers as possible. So all in all, while it may not rank among the very best action games from Koei Tecmo like Ninja Gaiden or Nioh, with Origins, Dynasty Warriors no longer deserves to be belittled either.